welcome back to Doom Eternal. We'll be finishing this level, thank goodness. It's
Thank
just such a
God.
boring. It's just such a boring level.
Maybe it's a
like
preview of Doom Nuts and Bolts.
What, where they changed the genre from first-person shooter to, like, what,
Dance
Sims?
It's not an FPS anymore. Microsoft bought your exclusives, so now it's a rhythm game. Enjoy.
Oh.
We need to. We have too many first-person shooters on our system. We need to apply to casuals more.
Casuals like Prey 2016, right?
Prey 2016 was the System Shock game, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't exactly
Just
call that casual.
For some reason, that's like one of the big things that I saw regarding the Microsoft buyout is like, yeah, they own Prey now.
Yay.
Okay.
Whoa!
Prey is like a franchise with no identity now, though, because the first Prey and the new Prey aren't even connected to each other anymore.
Nope. They have specifically, they specifically said, do not connect this to the original game.
Oh, crap.
Well, it's like, they just sort of, they wanted to make a System Shock game, and they used the Prey IP name to sell it, and that's
even though Prey is not a System Shock game at all.
It's a weird brand to fall back on for that, though, because Prey sort of wasn't relevant anymore because it had been so long since the first game, and the other developer who was making an attempt at a second game before.
Whoa! What?
That
was okay game.
They didn't get to make their second game, and that ship had already sailed. I don't get why they used the Prey name. I really don't.
Look at all those lost souls.
And I mean, I am actually really interested to play Prey.
Whoa!
I am actually.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that enemy.
I am actually really
He's
interested
okay.
to play Prey 2016 because, it's System Shock, basically, except it's new and not old and crusty like actual System Shock. So, that by itself makes for a really interesting prospect. And I know we have BioShock, but BioShock isn't quite as in-depth as System Shock. It's kind of a spiritual successor in the same way that Yakuza is a spiritual successor to Shenmue, in that, yeah, it has some similar features, but it's also not quite the same kind of game.
It's much more simplified, and it's not really an immersive sim anymore.
Yeah.
With BioShock.
Yeah. And
like, I guess the story or not story, but like the setting and presentation feels like System Shock. But other than that, it doesn't really seem much like System Shock.
In that it was a first-person shooter with some RPG elements and a focus on exploration and world building, which was pretty novel at the time of BioShock's development. It was similar to System Shock in that sense. But like when people compare Yakuza to Shenmue, it's a similar case. They don't really have anything close to the same focus. In Shenmue, you spend probably entire play sessions just exploring and talking to people and not fighting at all. Whereas in Yakuza, you can't go 30 seconds down the street without someone picking a fight with you. And that's the entire game. So,
I was hoping the game was going to be every 30 seconds you do into a rendition of Baka Mitai.
That can happen too, depending on the focus of your play session. But oh wow, you've almost got all the upgrades.
Yep.
Nice. Just 2 more to go.
Are there only 2 more upgrade things in the game?
Yep.
For your health, ammo and armor, yes.
But yeah, I am actually really interested in trying Prey. I just wish they hadn't called it Prey. And
yeah, that's where
it's
I'm at right now.
It's a dumb name. Yes, I agree.
The thing is, I have actually played the original Prey, and between that and having seen what they had planned for the actual sequel before that was canned,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I finally took a look at that last night since I beat the original Prey. I'm like, all right, I'll take a look at what everyone cries about with Prey 2. And yeah, I got pretty upset because that looked freaking amazing.
It did. It looked so good. It's like, man, you know, the concept of an outer space bounty hunter is such a cool one, and Prey 2 looked like the first real game that was gonna take that concept to its logical gameplay conclusion, and it just never happened, and there's basically no chance that it ever will. Eh.
Oh, the Luigi's Mansion coin.
Okay.
You know, Link had to go through an entire dungeon just to make his health open up. We just grabbed a coin and it did that.
Microtransactions.
Devil
So we
trigger
put a new
acquired.
battery in our lightsaber, and now it's a better lightsaber?
Now impale yourself
no,
with a
wait.
Doom guy and it'll become a new sword. I promise. Devil May Cry 5 reference.
I did,
That's another series I've missed out on.
Well, a special edition coming out for next-gen consoles. I'm sufficiently motivated to play it.
Motivated.
Oh, no.
I get it.
I don't.
Virgil has had this sort of a low-key catchphrase ever since DMC3 where he says he's motivated.
And
That's-
it's kind of the thing. It's kind of like, you know how crossover fighting games will kind of overly simplify a lot of characters just to kind of let them down to their base traits so they can work in the fighting game and all that.
Yeah.
So like Ultimate Marvel 3 and all that will just have Virgil be very motivated to do all of his moves and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just sort of became his like Dante has jackpot, Virgil has motivation.
Okay. That's
This
very
secret
strange,
seems
but
really,
alright.
really awkward to get, I'm just gonna say.
Yes.
Like, you found the secret, but you didn't even manage to get in there.
No, I did.
You fell to your death first, though. Rage. Ah, I get that.
That was a
I
game.
understood that reference.
I love driving around in a desert.
Rage was an ambitious project from a troubled slice of id history.
Yeah, that was the last game they made before getting bought out by Bethesda, I believe.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Or
that
at least the last work done. I think it came out after the buyout, but
It's unfortunate that it didn't work, because in concept that kind of game can be really cool, but they just didn't execute it well, unfortunately.
I used the mastery token on the wrong thing. Damn it.
If you do,
Oh.
if you do want a cool open world first person shooter type thing, may I recommend a game series called Stalker? It's very good.
oh, I have that on my wish list. I've been wanting to play that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was open world.
Oh yeah, it is. It's kind of got open world RPG-ish elements, but unlike say Fallout or whatever, there's a lot more emphasis on the mechanical FPS side of things, rather than
Right.
it just being kind of a pop gun that you have, like in Fallout. Yeah.
Also, time for one of the most dickish secrets in the game.
Oh my god, fuck this secret.
If you do try Stalker though, make sure to pick up the unofficial patch, because it's not quite perfect,
I
unfortunately.
couldn't see which side it was on. Fuck.
What makes this so bad?
It's a breakthrough wall in a falling
Yeah,
section.
you have
So
to
if you
dash
miss it,
through
you
a
have-
wall.
So if you miss it, you have to wait till the end of the level to fast travel and try again.
Oh.
And if you miss it, you have to, fast travel again. And
Oh, yeah, that does sound.
I just
dumb.
feel like you didn't think it through.
Yeah, that seems pretty annoying, actually.
That was at Bethesda, not you, Ryan.
yeah, I know.
Ah,
God, is this level over yet?
No, we still got 15 minutes.
I want to go to bed.
Too bad. You're here. We're doing it.
We'll do it
Part
live.
of, part of it's going to be the Slayer Gate, so
Yay.
it'll be slightly more interesting then.
I get to see the tyrants. I think.
Yeah, there are tyrants in that one. The last Slayer Gate is fuck you. Here's a rush of everyone.
Oh.
That Whiplash is having a blast. That was not meant to be a rocket pun. God damn it.
Well, let's see.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop. More swimming.
So, it's a rad suit, but is it nitro rad?
Who?
YouTuber.
No, I know.
Okay, so... more shooting targets over doors to open them.
I do like this little guitar piece that's playing.
You know, demons. If you're going to, if your big nemesis, if your main adversary is a guy who uses guns, maybe don't tie your locking mechanisms to big ass targets.
This isn't Hell. This is Sentinel Prime.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
My point stands, though.
It's like the Chozo making doors that you have to shoot.
Yeah, that's never really made much sense in Metroid.
Apparently, there's a locking barrier over the door that shorts out when you shoot it and causes it to open.
Yeah, but then why does every?
I mean, I guess you
door
could
in the
say that about
galaxy
any
have
door.
It's kind of like shooting the control panel in a Star Wars movie. It's not meant to open that way, but it does because that's how the machine works when it gets shot at.
You think Samus could just knock, but whatever.
It's really just
on the door really hard.
It's really just a way to kind of make you pause for a bit before walking through the door, so that the game can load things, and or to prevent you from accidentally walking through a door you didn't mean to open through.
I meant to use it on the Heat Blast, the mastery token.
Oops. What does the Heat Blast do?
Basically, when you master it, it suits a plasma project. Your damage doubles for a short period of time.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Heat Blast itself, it's like it uses overheating to create a shotgun effect. And if you have it mastered, then after firing that shotgun effect, it doubles the damage of your normal shots for 30 seconds.
I'm just gonna go out on
not
a
even,
limb
10
here
seconds.
and say this is not how Johnson
I have the power.
I have a sword.
Are you sure that's a sword and not like a dirk or something?
Look, if it's a blade and it's long, it's a sword.
It's not long. It's
But
very clearly.
No, that's sword
I am-
length. Swords can be that long.
I am Doom Guy, protector of UAC. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me when heaven unlocked my hidden potential.
God. Wow.
Wait,
I feel like the Crucible animations are just a little too fast.
the sword has a charge meter? Of course it has.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think I agree, especially since Doom is a game that revels in the violence. I mean, it is cool seeing enemies die that quick.
Oh yeah, it's satisfying, but it's so fast that you don't really get that feeling of it doesn't feel very rewarding, with the exception of the tyrants. The tyrant has a really long kill animation with the Crucible.
I feel like in order to compensate for melee weapons in older Doom games being absolute shit, they just made them way too good in the new Doom games. Whereas,
Well, this is just basically a one-hit kill on anything, but you only get 3 of them. And after this little try it out section, ammo becomes very scarce for it.
Yeah. They want you to go nuts with it here. The ammo respawns for a while, but after this, you're not going to be using it very often.
Yeah, but that's a consequence of them making it too good, is the thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
And, You can do good melee weapons in first person
Uh-oh.
without doing that.
Nope.
So is this effectively a one-hit kill for everything?
Yes.
Yes.
Including those things.
Yes, including the
Yeah,
Arch-villes. That's why everyone saves the Crucible for the Arch-villes.
Every non-boss demon, with the exception of the Marauder, it's a one-hit kill on.
What happens when you use it on the Marauder, then? Is it just a lot
It just
of
doesn't
damage?
work.
Oh, it just doesn't... Lame. Do you...
Even though you can't do, like, a sword clash or something with him, that'd be cool.
That would be so... I wish that you could use it to, like, break his shield and turn him into a normal demon or something.
You see, if they had not made the sword overpowered and made it into a functional melee weapon that you could use anywhere, that kind of enemy, the Marauder, would suddenly make a lot more sense in this game. You know? You would have this really technically intensive melee rival to fight, you know? I think that would be good.
Yeah, we have fast travel now. It's time to get the last secret in the last Slayer Gate of the game.
Woo!
So you can go back to... You can go... Oh, yeah, the fast travel within the level. You talked about this earlier.
Is this the first time you've used it in the playthrough?
Yes, I think so.
That's pretty good.
Well, it's almost like I do test playthroughs before recording.
Alright, you don't need to flex.
Fuck you, Arch-vile.
No, just...
It's the most satisfying thing in this game, just being able to do that.
Okay, well...
It's like first thing you see when you walk into this Doom Slayer Gate is just an Arch-vile, and you're just like, nope. Not having any of that. There are a lot of things I can tolerate in this game. Arch-viles are not one of them.
Yep, I can see that. Just watching you loop around the arena trying to get in a little poke at the guy with your gun was...
The annoying part is in a later level they make a challenge regarding the Arch-vile because they know everyone's just going to use their Crucible on him.
Yep.
So what's the challenge?
Do a glory kill on him from the left side. It's like, well, you can't glory kill him if you're using your sword, so...
Oh.
That's clever. Annoying, but clever.
Yeah.
Also, you don't know if you mean his left side or your left side.
Yeah.
And there's only one of him in the entire level.
Gross. I hate it.
I mean, if you mess it up, you can just reload checkpoint and try the room again, but...
Yeah. Lame. Aye.
Whoa.
Teleportation, yeah. Scooby-Doo.
Okay, then.
So this is different than the other challenges where you only have a certain amount of time. This is just an extra.
Well, no,
combat.
the Slayer Gates are always extra combat. They're not timed. What usually happens in them is that they introduce enemies much earlier than they do in the normal campaign.
Oh, okay.
So, but since basically everyone's been introduced at this point, this last one is just, fuck you, here's everyone.
Okay.
Da, 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 da.
Wait, that means we're gonna have to fight a Marauder, doesn't it?
Actually, no, because we fought a Marauder in the last Slayer Gate.
Oh, okay. So,
Which is why a lot of people consider the 5th Slayer Gate harder than this one. Specifically because of the Marauder.
well,
Like at this point, you know how to handle all these enemies.
Yeah, they have the Marauder and then the Heaven Drones, which you haven't fought yet in the campaign.
We'll get to the Heaven Pinatas later.
Yeah. I love the little Heaven Pinatas.
Yep. Best enemy in the game.
I'll tell you
Is that what they're actually called? Heaven Pinatas?
Well, no, they're called Heavenly Drones, but everyone calls them Heaven Pinatas because if you get a headshot on them, they explode in health and ammo.
Yeah, so you don't really have to use your chainsaw nearly as much for ammo because the Heaven Pinatas are around. Just give them a headshot, there you go, you're refilled.
But I feel like Doom is the kind of game where you're less likely to try to aim for those sorts of things, though.
Well, in this one, they give you a rune where if you activate the alt fire on your weapon while you're in the air, it'll slow down time temporarily.
Okay.
So that you can make precision shots.
All right.
So if you have that equipped and you're prepared to do it, it's actually not too bad.
Okay.
It also helps that they're just not very strong. They kind of just float around and do like quick little burst shots, which don't do much damage.
So are they like the heaven mooks, effectively?
Yeah.
Okay.
The lore says that they're not allowed to leave heaven, but the Slayer gates are beyond the lore.
Okay.
Huh.
So how many new enemies do they add once you start fighting angels and stuff?
It's just the drones,
Just
really.
the one.
Okay. That's, I mean, I guess a little disappointing, but...
In the DLC trailer, they teased new heaven enemies, but in the base game,
Okay.
yeah, there's only the one. Aside from the boss, but yeah, there's only one.
Okay.
Hi,
Oh,
Tyrant.
him!
It feels a little bit like...
Okay, that one's cool.
Yeah, I love, that's one of my favorite death animations.
It feels a little bit like in Bayonetta 2, where you spend the whole game, you spend the whole series fighting angels, you know, but then something goes down, and for a little while you have to fight demons instead. And it's an interesting change up, I'll say. Huh.
I mean, functionally, they're still doing the same thing as hell, though, so it's not like too much of a difference.
Yeah, I know, but it's an interesting change up
Whoa.
on a narrative level, I mean.
Teleportation, no.
Wow, I'm really drawing a blank. This level's just really boring.
Well, we're almost done.
I don't know if...
And then after this level, we can get the Unmaker.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna gush about Doom 64 the whole time.
Joy.
The Unmaker. That's a good name for a weapon.
Yeah, I'll unmake you.
Although the Rhino from Ratchet and Clank still has my favorite name of all time for anything.
Is it a acronym?
Yeah,
Okay.
it stands for Rip You a New One.
Oh.
It's basically the game's BFG.
That's pretty good.
They even kept that. They even kept the line where the acronym is explained to Ratchet in the 2016 reboot, which surprised me because of how like kid-friendly the movie and the game tying in with it are meant to be. But no, it's still just Rhino stands for Rip You a New One.
I mean, I'm surprised that they not dumbed it down, sorry, aged it down.
They dumbed it down too, but you know.
Okay, but I'm surprised that they aged it down so much, considering that Ratchet and Clank was always more of a 11 to 12-year-old kind of game.
11 to
less of a
12-year-old.
6 to-
Okay, I'm gonna
6 to 8.
I'm gonna take a few steps to the right of my desk, and I'm gonna pick up my PS2 cover for Ratchet and Clank 2 and read the back. Okay, the back says, "Kickin' $$ $$ one planet at a time."
That's 11 to 12-year-old. That is exactly the kind of thing that an 11 to 12-year-old wants.
Oh.
That's the age demographic that thinks that Shadow the Hedgehog saying "damn" is cool.
Okay. Well, thankfully, the writing in these games is a lot more fun than that.
Yeah, I mean, no, don't get me wrong. Certain games can appeal to the preteen in us and work. Certain games appeal to the preteen in us and make them worse. Like the 90s Image comics of the world, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so
right up until the Future series stopped doing it, the subtitles for these games were pretty, like...
Oh yeah, I know that there's Going Commando.
Up your arsenal.
Size Matters is, I think, the
Size Matters is
cleverest
the
one.
only recent one that has a title like that, and it's great. And then there's Deadlocked, which might not seem like a thing to you, but I think is actually a kink.
Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's just called Gladiator in the UK though.
Well, Jimmy,
yeah,
you ever
because
see Gladiator movies?
Yeah, but they weren't allowed to call it like Up Your Arsenal in the UK, if I remember correctly. They had to change it.
Yeah, they had to change the name of the Sly series too.
Stupid UK and their Yoshi's Universal Gravitational bullshit.
I think in the Sly series' case, it just had to do with them accidentally stumbling across a form of British slang.
Okay.
Oh well, we'll see you all in the next part of Doom.